Our top story tonight on Gravitas is about the secret nuclear meetings between Iran and Russia aimed at securing Russian support for Iran's nuclear ambitions. According to a report by the Times UK, Ali Larijani, a senior advisor to Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has been making secret trips to Moscow. And these visits reportedly are not just diplomatic, they are strategic. I'm sure you have a lot of questions at this point. Let's just break all of this down for you. Larijani, a trusted regime loyalist, a former parliamentary speaker, is also Tehran's main nuclear negotiator, with a reputation for getting things done. In fact, his covert visits to Moscow are reportedly aimed at not just securing Russian support for Iran's nuclear ambitions, but also bolster the country's air defense systems. And you see, the timing of these developments is very interesting, to say the least. Iran appears to be navigating a delicate balance. On one hand, it is seeking diplomacy with the West, while reportedly strengthening ties with Moscow. These secret meetings are reportedly significant because it reflects a growing convergence of interests between Tehran and Moscow. Remember, both countries have largely been isolated by the West and have faced multiple Western-imposed sanctions. So, together, they seem to be forging a partnership that could potentially alter the geopolitical landscape. Iran's economy is reportedly under immense pressure, while its influence in West Asia has been impacted with the weakening of Hezbollah and Hamas, as well as the ouster of key ally Bashar al-Assad from Syria. For Tehran, aligning with Russia offers a way to modernize its military, rebuild its air defense systems, and most importantly, gain an edge in nuclear technology. While for Russia, the equation is slightly different. Iran has been a key supplier of drones and missiles to Moscow in the Russia-Ukraine war. And this military trade has reportedly deepened their ties and raises questions about whether Moscow is now more willing to actually support Iran's nuclear ambitions. Despite previously opposing nuclear proliferation in the region, and according to Western intelligence, Moscow may be willing to share sensitive nuclear expertise with Tehran, a possibility further bolstered by decades of Russian-Iranian cooperation, including Russia's past provision of nuclear fuel for Iran's power reactors. In fact, according to experts, even short visits by Iranian scientists to Russian facilities could have significant advantages, such as them gaining advanced nuclear knowledge that could perhaps pave the way for smaller, more sophisticated nuclear weapons. Meanwhile, as per reports, Iran is also eyeing Russia's Sukhoi Su-35 fighter jets to enhance its air force. Reportedly, these have already been purchased by Tehran, signaling its intent to modernize its military capabilities significantly. At the same time, Tehran also wants to rebuild its air defense systems with Russia's S-300 air defense missile systems, several of which were reportedly impacted by Israel during the round of attacks and counterattacks that occurred between the two countries last year. And here's where things get more complex. As we told you earlier, Iran is also engaging with Western powers and is set to resume talks with officials of the E3 group, comprising UK, France, and Germany. In case you weren't aware, E3 is an informal foreign and security cooperation arrangement between the UK, Germany, and France. These discussions reportedly aim to revive the 2015 nuclear deal, offering Iran relief from Western-imposed sanctions in exchange for restrictions on its nuclear program, raising questions over whether Tehran is playing a double game. You see, because on one hand, Iran is willing to cap uranium enrichment at 60% and readmit inspectors from the International Atomic Energy Agency, IEA, back into the country, while on the other, its covert dealings with Moscow suggest a pursuit of an alternative, perhaps more ambitious goal of becoming a nuclear power. And the timing of all of this is critical. With Donald Trump's return to presidency looming, Tehran perhaps knows it has a small window. Trump is reportedly against Iran's nuclear ambitions and has threatened consequences over its attempts at nuclear proliferation. And so when Trump returns to power, will he be able to persuade Putin to restrict the Iran nuclear deal is the question. Putin's calculations may hinge on Russia's strategic interests, particularly its reliance on Iranian drones and missiles. Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian is reportedly scheduled to travel to Russia on the 17th of January to sign cooperation agreements. So will Moscow risk this partnership to appease Washington? As things unfold, the stakes could not be higher. Iran's covert overtures to Russia, its overtures to the West, and the looming U.S. leadership change make for a rather precarious balancing act. And the outcome of all of this could potentially reshape things, not just for West Asia, but for the entire world.